Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all having a great day and that you are all doing well. To start things off, CU Ledger, a consortium of US credit unions that's been experimenting with a range of private blockchains, has added one more to their list: IBM's Hyperledger Fabric solution. The consortium will use IBM's tech to create an immutable audit trail that can be used to create new business models and transform existing business processes for credit unions, Big Blue said on Monday. Okay, why not? In particular, the new solutions will be built for such services as identity authentication, compliance with Know Your Customer regulations, lending, and payments. The tech giant said the first blockchain-based services will be available to CU Ledger members later in 2019. However, the consortium told CoinDesk it will be keeping its relationship with previously announced partners R3, Hedera, and Evernym, EVERNYM. The use of specific blockchain platform will be dependent on each particular application or use case that is being developed. Our partners such as IBM, Evernym, and Sovereign each play a role within our overall strategy and solutions. This was said by Julie Esser, CLU's Chief Experience Officer. She told us to CoinDesk, "We are not replacing any of the relationships that we have previously announced. CU Ledger is building a network of solutions that will facilitate the peer-to-peer exchange of anything digital. As we continue to develop our solutions, there will be applications better suited for different networks, and CLU Ledger will enable those networks to interact with each other. For example, CLU Ledger is building an identity solution for members, leveraging the Hyperledger Indie platform, the code for which was developed by Ever, and so on and so forth." I'm seeing something interesting develop, and it seems, and I don't know if it's like a weird bet type of things, not like I bet you this will do better, more like let's bet on all of these and see exactly which one comes out on top. There are a lot of places right now who are announcing that that not only are they going to be using the R3 quarter solution, but they're also using other solutions, and they're also now apparently trying to tie in IBM's Hyperledger into the equation as well. Most of these things, especially if I'm not mistaken, the Hyperledger thing is actually capable of using any digital asset. This is what I remember reading before, but it's interesting to see that, because normally one would assume that any type of institution who is trying to get into cryptocurrencies would only be using one cryptocurrency, or so has been the rhetoric or the idea within the cryptocurrency space, that only my coin is going to make it, that only my coin is better. But it's interesting to see that I feel like other institutions probably are a bit wiser, and they understand that it is going to be impossible for just one coin to win. Who knows what's going to happen in 30 years? Bitcoin might be the overlord. But as of right now, everyone is trying to figure out exactly which coin has more purpose and which coin has more so and so and so. So I looked around a little tiny bit, and this article over here, apparently for those who are wondering why I was even talking about that, is because the Hyperledger Fabric is something that is a partnership between Stellar and IBM, where it appears that they are going to be using lumens through the Hyperledger Fabric. It says, according to Lund, though the bank's use of Stellar's digital currency is likely to be temporary, he predicts that in the next year, central banks will begin issuing digital currencies of their own, and that these will become an integral part of blockchain-based money transfers. I'm not sure if it was the Hyperledger Fabric, but the part of the idea is that they would be able to integrate an enormous amount of different digital currencies into. They're trying to essentially make it like a one-stop shop crypto payment platform where everything can kind of flow through it. One of the main things that people continuously point out is that it was only going to be with lumens, but it appears that it is also going to be for or allowed that other currencies will be able to go through them, because to put it in the most logical way, you personally may not like central bank digital currencies or the idea of them, or even fiat currencies. Crypto is far too small to simply rely on crypto alone, and this is why many other institutions are talking about, especially for this IBM thing. I'm pretty certain that it is going to be integrated into other banks as well. We don't know the names of these banks, because a lot of what IBM has been doing has been extremely hush-hush, like extremely. We barely know, like we know like the bare bones of exactly what's going to be taking place. Anyway, there's been a lot of energy around Stellar Lumens as of late, so this could be another reason why the price might end up going up, because it appears now that because of this credit union that has joined IBM, which is also part of the Hyperledger Fabric solution, that lumens could potentially be also used in the payment processing aspect as well. I said that all in like 3 breaths. My goodness. Okay, let's move on. Next up, Paxos is in the news. Blockchain trust company Paxos Digital's token, backed by precious metals, will be launched definitely this year. This was said by Paxos CEO Chad Cascarilla in an interview with Fortune's Balancing the Ledger. This happened yesterday. During the interview, Cascarilla was asked whether Paxos is working on a gold-backed coin, wherein he replied, "That is something we will definitely see this year. We are excited about the concept of being able to take a commodity, and I think precious metals are a really obvious one, and gold is probably the most obvious, and being able to tokenize it. In order to implement the concept, Paxos has to ensure it holds the amount of inventory in the real world equal to the one registered on the blockchain," Cascarilla explained. He said, "In order to put something in a blockchain, you have to make sure you have the right amount of inventory in the real world versus what is in the blockchain. How do you do what a gold token is? How you do with a gold token is how much gold do you..." That's not just me, right? That's written weirdly. How you do with a gold token is how much gold do you have in a vault equals how many gold tokens. That's not just me. That's completely not my eyes. Cascarilla said that the firm's status as a financial institution allows the firm to utilize the banking system to ensure that they hold the backing assets in the real world that correspond to the number of assets on the blockchain. While the company is planning to launch its precious metal-backed coin this year, Cascarilla said that Paxos has not yet set the exact date. So there's a couple of things to unbox here. Depends on how into the weird side of finance I kind of want to say. We're noticing a very interesting trend, and it's one that I do not mind. For the sake of the argument, a lot of people have been saying for quite a long amount of time, or rather the last 5 years, I'll put it into an even tighter context. People have been saying that the only real money in the world is crypto. People usually say Bitcoin, gold, and silver. What has happened many other times before, whether you know this or not, little quick history lesson, many other governments around the world, governments and countries who have moved off of the gold standard. When the US did, they decided to follow the trail and enter the hyperinflation world. When they moved off the gold standard, they realized that it was garbage. About 20, 30 years later, they decided or tried to get back onto the gold standard. And when they did, wars happened, usurpings happened, people were thrown out of office, presidencies, whatever you kind of want to call it. And this was all because they decided to try to recreate their financial system on one that was backed by gold. As gold is, as long as we know, we humans think that gold was first found around 6,000 years ago. It was used as a currency around a couple hundred years after that, as people found out that it was relatively rare. They couldn't get any more, so it was kind of used in different kingdoms around the world. Since then, people had been using gold, and it was only until very recently, even by the time our grandparents, maybe our parents now were kids, that people were still using gold as a standard. The point is, I have noticed this is not the first time that we've had information about a cryptocurrency project or a blockchain anything or a crypto startup announcing that they are going to be making a gold-backed currency. It's interesting because before in the past, wars were fought because of things like this, because what ends up happening is that in its own right, a gold-backed currency is actually stronger or can potentially be stronger, and is normally, depending on the time frame, mathematically stronger than other inflationary currencies, especially if you build it the correct way. What this ends up meaning is that these currencies, maybe not particularly this one, but other ones in the past had the potential to potentially usurp and or dethrone the US dollar, and now I guess even the euro, as a reserve currency because of the strength behind them. So what we're seeing now, and I think this is happening on purpose, I'm glad that it's happening multiple times at the exact same time, that this is not just the only one, so that they can only be the only ones who are attacked. A lot of other gold and silver selling companies, places, markets, whatever you kind of like, some of the largest ones in the entire world have announced as well that they're also creating their own crypto that's going to be backed by gold and silver. And at first it seemed a little silly, but when you dig a bit deeper into exactly why they're doing it or exactly what happened before in the past, it's kind of cool. And this is why I don't mind it, because I would rather have part of the thing that we have right now is that we have stable coins that are being pegged to US dollars or to euros or to yens or to so and so, blah, blah, blah. But these are also inflationary currencies that are printed out the wazoo nearly every single day, every single year. It's just money that's created from nothing. But I would prefer currencies, digital currencies that are backed by gold and silver, more than those backed by fiat. Just my own personal opinion, but this is, first of all, it's Paxos. I told you guys before, I thought Paxos was doing something quite interesting. This was in 2018 when they first launched their stablecoin. For some reason, they were getting an enormous amount of funding, like from all over the place, and so I can only assume the internal talks that actually happened before they decided to launch something like this. I think it's kind of cool. Me personally, myself, if I did own gold and silver, I would prefer to own it physically, just because I feel like Scrooge the Duck. I don't know, something along those lines. I like the idea of holding it in my hand. However, I have less of a problem with people creating cryptocurrencies that are backed by things that we know are scarce. Like at a certain point, you can mine forever, and eventually we will run out of gold and silver, as opposed to basing it off of a fiat currency or currencies that we have run. Anyway, just my own personal opinion. I'm assuming that we're going to get more of these, and I wonder exactly how large they're going to become. I wonder how much money is going to be put behind them, and what the actual, not use case, but actual usage for them is going to be. They're being created for a reason, the same exact way that we have stablecoins being created, but we hear less about metal-backed cryptos that are launching and actually being used. I wonder if they'll simply be a way to swap gold back and forth across the world based on the spot price, as opposed to actually having to physically transfer the gold. I don't know. My own head opinions. I find it kind of cool. Anyway, let's move on. Next up, Facebook's reported stablecoin project could be a significant moneymaker for the social media giant. This is according to Barclays analyst Ross Sandler. In a note to investors, first reported by CNBC and later obtained by CoinDesk, Sandler says Facebook's cryptocurrencies effort could yield anywhere from $3 billion to $19 billion for Facebook over the next 2 years. To put that estimate into context, the Menlo Park in California, the company bought $40 billion in total revenue in 2017, and $39.9 billion of that was just from advertising. However, the analysis hinges on whether Facebook coin proves successful in reinvigorating Facebook's micropayment strategy for digital consent distribution. A couple of years ago, they tried to do something. Where is it? My gosh, can't find the word. It was like a Facebook coin, Facebook something, Facebook mini payment, Facebook credits. There we go, right there. It was called Facebook credits. They tried to launch it, didn't really take off. Facebook is not the first company to try and do something like this. There have been many other attempts to be a PayPal, and even PayPal's attempts to be a PayPal took a little bit of trial and error. The point is, Facebook is having a difficult time right now because they say that they care about your private messages and your privacy on their website, but they don't really care at all. And now that people are realizing this, a lot of people have started moving away from Facebook, as they should have. However, they do have the billions behind them. And I don't just mean people, I mean the actual money and the funding and stuff like that. And I feel like they're going to definitely try to push more people onto their platform. For everyone out there, no, you should not be investing in Facebook coin unless you have around $200 million to be able to invest in Facebook stock itself. Because what's apparently going to happen, I'm pretty certain at this point, is obviously, as Facebook is a for-profit company, they're probably going to, no, they are, it's fairly clear, that you may not know that you will be charged one, but you will be charged a fee for using their actual token. The interesting part is going to be is that how many people are going to use this. There's a huge dedicated amount of people who love Facebook who are going to start using this coin, and I wonder what other ways that they're already trying to figure out to actually have it onto their platform. When people talk about JP Morgan coin being the actual, the death of crypto, I feel like it would definitely be something closer to Facebook. Like I said, I don't know exactly how much this is going to take off, but Facebook is going to make an enormous amount of money for this. I want to see exactly, I'm desperate to know exactly how much money they're going to have when they first launch it. Because as of now, it appears this is going to be happening over the next 2.5 months. We will have a Facebook coin. But other cryptocurrencies, especially for stablecoins, we've seen, billions of dollars thrown behind them. I wonder if they're going... It would be really... I could see it happening. I don't know if off the bat, but I could see Facebook launching this coin with initial... I want to say 20 billion of them floating around, and I have a feeling that they would definitely get to around $100 billion backing Facebook coin. Anyway, Facebook coin is constantly the talk of the town. When you have all these major names in the world in general, not even just in cryptocurrencies or even in finance, who are talking about one hacker away, who are talking about getting into crypto, it makes headlines, and it's fairly clear that this is going to launch and that Facebook is just trying to find another way to make money because not a lot of people are using their platform. Yeah. To kind of finish things off, investment management company Invesco has launched a blockchain exchange-traded fund on the London Stock Exchange. This happened yesterday. For the effort, Invesco has partnered with the London-based Elwood Asset Management and Investment firm specializing in digital assets to launch the product called the Invesco Elwood Global Blockchain UCITS ETF, because why not? Elwood announced the news on Monday saying the ETF is designed to target companies with the potential to generate real earnings from blockchain technology. Chris Mellor, head of the EMEA, the Europe, the Middle East, and Africa ETF equity product management at Invesco, said the potential for blockchains to drive real earnings is huge, but it is often hidden within companies involved in other areas. This ETF offers investors access to companies with real earnings now, but with the added potential of blockchain-related earnings not reflected in their share prices. So what they're pretty much trying to do is they're trying to invest heavily in other relatively well-known cryptocurrency companies who are using blockchain or who are into cryptocurrencies, who may trade cryptocurrencies back and forth, like the list over right here: chip makers, exchanges, so and so and so. I guess it's a really weird ETF. I guess everyone's trying to figure out how to throw out anything crypto-related ETF right now. Kind of interesting. I assume it may potentially flourish in the future when the prices do go back up. But yeah, prices right now, I mean, that jump up right there is annoying me. Really annoying me a lot. Bitcoin was at 38.70 when I started this video, somewhere around there. I have a feeling it's playing games once again. So anyway, prices are looking, like I said, it's really weird. Prices are always, I was reading another article and it was talking, I mean, take this for how you will. They were talking about that the crypto winter has thawed, and we are now in altcoin season, and it's exactly what I said in the last video. It seems like it. And I know it's not just me who feels this. All the altcoins are... Where's Stellar? Okay, Stellar's not moving up that much, but all the altcoins are very desperate to move up. You can kind of feel it in the air. Like, they're moving up a lot more than Bitcoin. Like, usually Bitcoin has to react, and everyone else kind of moves, but the altcoins of the last couple of days have been doing fairly well, pushing themselves up. I mean, let's see where this is going. Dash is going up. Because why? I mean, look at that. Something called Hydro Protocol Hot. Because why not nowadays? Volume of $1,206 has gone up by 201%. That's for those who didn't get that. That is definitely a pump and dump. Stay clear of that. That is not me sighing to be like, oh my gosh, we missed it. No, that's like that coin is going to drop dramatically, and everyone who has their money is all the $1,200 is going to feel the fear of the market. Anyway, I'm done rambling. That is definitely going to do it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed. Hope you all are having a great day, great morning, great afternoon, great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. Thank you all once again for watching and listening. As always, a special thank you to my Patreon supporters. They are Nicholas, One Earth, One Peace, One Love, Jeffrey Dam, Paxos, Carl Birchenough, Cody, Jeffrey Ramsey, Richie Rich III, Amy Starsheen, Jeremy Fox, Jarrett Schneider, Jim Gardner, Crypto Joe, Joey Carafa, Wise, Night Owl, singer-songwriter Mike Savitz, Nick Kanaya, Anthony Charles, Yasha Harari, Travis Haynes, Nick Mangialavori, Professor Wally from Gunbite University, Arthur Yaku, Ella Doug, Brady Niels, Rai, Gilboa Snake, and Vlad the Impaler. Whew, thank you all very much for your generosity. I mean it. Thank you all very much. And yeah, I'll talk to you all soon. See you.